Another tool that can be used as you're going through and building your analysis is Porter's Five Forces. And in Porter's Five Forces, the idea is really to analyze the client's industry position. So again, as we talk about these tools, you're not going to use all of them as you go through, and also depending upon the time you have in order to make a resolution of a thing like a case, but there are tools that are available to you. So as we all should know, when you look at Porter's Five Forces, you have buyer power, supplier power, the threat of substitutes, competitive rivalry, and the threat of new entrants. And what I want to do is talk a little bit about each of those. So in the center, we've got this rivalry amongst the competitors. And what you want to really think about is the competitors, the number, the diversity of them, industry in terms of concentration growth, barriers to exit for the industry as a whole, brand loyalty has it impacts the industry, and the switching cost as they impact the industry. And then we can go up to things like buyer power and think about things like the number of customers, the size of customer orders, the difference between the competitor's price sensitivity to buyer's ability to substitute, the availability of the information to the buyer, and again, what's the switching cost for the buyer to buy from something else. So again, each of these, we want to think about the different components that make them up. Supplier powers, we look at things like the number of suppliers, the size of the suppliers, the uniqueness of each supplier's product, the focal company's ability to substitute that product with another supplier. So again, things to think about as you think about the suppliers that are doing it. What about the threat of substitutes? The number of substitute products available, the buyer's propensity to substitute, the relative price performance of the substitute, the perceived level of product differentiation. And in a lot of cases, this comes down to quality or value for price. And then again, switching costs. What's the cost to a buyer switching to another, or for the full company switching to another product. And then the last one is the threat of new entrants. And so barriers to entry, economics of scale, brand loyalty, the capital requirements, the cumulative experience of new entrants coming in, what's needed, government policies, how does government regulation impact entry into the industry, what's the access like to distribution, and then again, the ability of buyers to substitute, because they're going to have to substitute their original supplier to the new entrant as they come in. So again, things to think about. And a lot of these fall in terms of under the broader category of that barrier to entry. But again, break that down, think about these on an individual basis, and may give you some insights, some context in order to build your solution around.